Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about a truly bizarre case, one of those cases that seem almost surreal or like you wouldn't believe it if it were one of your friends telling you, just because that's the level of bizarre this whole thing is. It actually sounds like a movie plot now that I think of it. More than anything. I also apologize for the appearance right now. She's looking run down. We realize that. Anyway, I also blend into the wall, but what's new? Before we get into the video, I did want to thank today's sponsor, which is Shudder. Shudder has the largest, fastest growing, curated selection of thrilling and dangerous entertainment, and truly is the Netflix of horror. For $5.99 a month or $56.99 a year, you can stream awesome thrillers, horror, and suspense. One cool thing about Shudder is that you get a full variety of thrillers and horror movies in different formats such as shows and movies, but on top of this, you also get classics, blockbuster hits, and exclusive films and series. You'll also have unlimited access to stream ad-free on all of your favorite devices such as iPhones and iPads, Amazon Fire TV, and Xbox, amongst others. A movie I really enjoyed was Speak No Evil. The movie focuses on two families that befriended each other while on vacation. Initially, everything seems good and well, but things turn progressively weirder and more uncomfortable as one of the families shows its true colors, and they're definitely not normal. Get started streaming the best horror, thriller, and supernatural content. Shudder's expertly curated collection includes must-see titles like Hellbender, VHS 94, and The Boy Behind the Door, plus all the best horror documentaries and the hit Creepshow TV series from executive producer Greg Nicotero of The Walking Dead. To try Shudder for free for 30 days, go to shudder.com. That's SHUDDER.com and use promo code ReadyToGlare. Now, just for a little bit of context about how I found out about any of this, I really had to dig to find the story in the first place. I just look up weird news and I came across this. And on top of that, there's just not that much information out there, which I think makes this more interesting because there is no resolution. And I feel like I need to know because truly, like I said, it does feel like a movie plot and it just seems so surreal and strange. So here we go. Group finds decomposing body inside haunted house, which burns down soon after grisly discovery. Riley Robinson says he can still smell the rotting corpse found in a deep freezer at an abandoned home in Norway, South Carolina. A group of South Carolina four-wheelers visited a house they deemed haunted over the weekend, only to discover a decomposing body inside the home's freezer. 8 people were out riding four-wheelers near an abandoned home in Norway Sunday when they decided to go inside, local outlet reports. While the outlet described them as adults, others have described them as a group of teens. While exploring the home, the group discovered a freezer in the back porch. An 18-year-old present at the scene decided to open the freezer, only to make a grim discovery. He recalled to local outlet WACH that he got a whiff of what smelled like rotten meat. He also thought he saw a dead body in blue jeans and socks. The group halted their exploration and called local deputies instead. Investigators confirmed a dead body was in fact in the freezer. An identity and cause of death haven't been released. An autopsy is pending. So far, this is all obviously incredibly alarming. Now, it appears from what I found online that this is one of those houses that kind of has the reputation of being haunted. Initially, I thought it was like a Halloween haunted house. That's the only reason why I'm clarifying that part, because it is the season of haunted houses. So I genuinely thought a dead body was found in context of Halloween in one of those haunted houses, but apparently there are rumors, things that are going around about this house, hence why these people were in the house to begin with, to kind of see what was what. And this is what was found there, which is, first of all, terrifying and traumatizing. I feel like if I were in that situation, I wouldn't know what to do, so I feel bad for these teenagers, adults, whatever the case may be, but it also gets weirder. Just 2 days after the grim find, the house burned down, WSOC TV reports. The blaze is being considered suspicious. The home is a total loss. It was very scary. Madison Childers, one of the individuals who discovered the body, told WACH, "You couldn't tell it was a person because I think it had been there for months." Childers added, "There were maggots everywhere." "I didn't know what to do. I was speechless," Riley Robinson, who was also at the house, told WASH. "I heard that once you smell a human, you can't ever forget it, and I can still smell it right now." I don't really think my commentary is necessary here to say how traumatizing that must have been for them, how scary just having anything to do with this, but there's more. So obviously the police went to confront the former owner of the house to kind of see what was what, because understandably that would be the first person they'd look into, and this is what what happened. So the former owner is called Ronald Phillips. I lived there for 10 years, said Ronald Phillips. The house that Phillips once called home is now the center of a high-profile investigation. Phillips sold the property years ago and says the house has always had a haunted reputation in the Norway community. People started busting the windows out and going in because it's always been known that there's a few voices in that house, the former owner explained. After the body was found, investigators called Phillips in for questioning, but he was quickly released. Everybody knows me as a person, and I'm not a murderer, he said. In a new twist to the story, Tuesday, which we already know about, the fire, the Orangeburg County Fire District is investigating what they're calling a suspicious fire that destroyed the home just one day after the body was found. It was leveled to the ground, so evidently someone's trying to cover up something, Phillips said. I don't know, I don't have the answer. I feel like anytime it seems like potentially we're getting to an answer, you know, like maybe the owner knowing someone who wanted to burn down the house, someone who was suspicious, so on and so forth, there are no answers. There's no understanding as to why the house burned down, in terms of why didn't the person who put the body there burn down the house immediately? Why was that waited on? And if it was the person, in fact, who did put the body there, which is what my general assumption is, how would they have found out that someone went into the house and then told the police? You know what I mean? Like, how would they know about what's going on in that house? Is there some monitoring going on? I have so many questions here. As of right now, this is the only stuff that's out there. These last updates are from 2021, if I remember correctly. I'll put it on screen. So I was kind of hoping that there would be more or something found out generally to illuminate what happened, to identify this body, but there doesn't seem to be anything out there that I could find in terms of a conclusion to this case, in terms of identifying who it was, what happened to them, so on and so forth, because understandably there's obviously, I don't know if it's a murder because we don't know what happened to this person, what the context is. So there's at least a criminal of sorts. We can't say murder immediately because we don't know what happened, the context, so on and so forth, but there definitely is someone guilty out there in varying degrees depending on what's happening. So this is all extremely confusing and strange, and I'm kind of surprised that I haven't heard more about it because it's so strange. Anyway, you guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you guys come across anything about this, also let me know, because I looked for a while and I didn't really find anything. Maybe they're just not releasing it to the public. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons as always, and I'll catch you guys next time.